I have a August monthly bullet journal design for you today. I have been wanting to do this for a very long time, and this is my first video, my introductory video. I'm very excited, so I guess let's just jump into it. Here I am. My theme is cryptids. I freaking love cryptids. I obsess over them. I watch literally every documentary about, any cryptid that interests me, which almost all of them do. So, this first one that I'm showcasing here on my quote page is Mothman, obviously, and um, I'm using a Micron fine liner in this art, and we're just, getting into it. I put a piece of marker paper on the top of my journal because I'm using a Moleskine journal, and those are very bleeding, and I wanted this like Mothman picture to be my showcase picture, so I wanted to use my Copics, and I put this paper on top. Yep. Well, anyways, so I kind of wanted to make this video as an introductory video, just to kind of get to know me, I guess. I'm 22 years old. I have a daughter. I have a husband. Um, they are my life, my world. I love them both so much. I couldn't be here without either of them. I love them both so much. Um, I love to do art, obviously. This is kind of like my favorite pastime, other than playing video games. And there's not much else I do except those two other than work. So, but I'm sorry. I guess you should know I'm pretty awkward, but I like to have fun, and you're probably gonna see that. I like all things spooky, which is why I'm doing a cryptid theme in the middle of the freaking summer, because I do not care. To me, Halloween starts literally right after July 4th, and on it, I'm in the process of decorating my house in my Halloween decorations, and I, it's so exciting to me that Halloween is already almost here. This year has been super long. I had my daughter in January, and before that, my pregnancy felt like a super long time. And watching my daughter grow up has been like fast, but at the same time, like super slow. She's like 6 months old now, and it freaks me out a little bit. But, anyways, here I am moving on to my monthly like title page, I guess you could call it. As you can see on my quote page, I put everything you can imagine can be real. I'd like to imagine, and I believe they are real, that cryptids are real. I believe Mothman is real. I believe Loch Ness Monster is real. I believe Bigfoot is real. Like, I, I believe Chupacabra is real. They're all real. To me, they are. I believe in them, just like I believe in aliens. And I believe aliens have already visited us. I should have added aliens, but maybe I can make that like a different theme for a different month. Like we've got September and October coming up. Like I guess like you'll kind of see with more videos that I do not give a crap about themes and like the time of the year they are. I don't like to be controlled by that kind of stuff. I like to do what I feel like, what I'm kind of hyper focusing on at the time. Um, and spooky things and cryptids are kind of my hyper focus at the moment. Anyways, for the title page, I kind of wanted it to be like smoky, spooky mountain forest vibes. So you'll see that soon. I'm kind of going in with my Copics now and coloring Mothman. He is absolutely the cutest, and I eventually I'd like to get into making stickers, and I think it would be really cute if I came out with a cryptid line and I did my little cryptids because I just can't get over this Mothman. He's adorable. Um, One of the things I think is super cool is that I live in Illinois and there are a lot of cryptid stories around here. One of them being the Piasa bird. I think I'm saying that right. My best friend is from Alton, Illinois, which is where that bird's from, and she always says that I don't say it right. One day, maybe, I guess. It's a thunderbird, and I've always been like super into that. And when I got to visit her there, I was so excited. Like that was my favorite thing ever. So my love for all things spooky kind of got me into the idea that, and also just watching channels like Bailey Sarian and like um, just true crime channels, stuff like that. I absolutely love that kind of stuff. I love true crime. I love, spooky stories. I love everything like that. But I also like art. So I plan on doing a video series where I do art and I talk about spooky stories or I talk about true crime because those are my favorite things. And I'm pretty excited about that. I think that I'm not sure if there's anybody else that does it, and if there is, and just let me know so I can take a look at their videos and um, see, make sure I don't steal the name or anything like that. Like I don't want to be stealing anything from other creators. Anyways, this page is probably the best page out of all of them in my opinion. Just because I'm really partial to the Mothman. I mean, I live in Illinois and even though I don't live anywhere near Chicago, like Mothman was seen in Chicago. That's like the coolest thing to me. He's I wouldn't say I don't know. I wouldn't say he's my favorite cryptid, but he's really up there, like almost my favorite. I really like, really am very partial to the Loch Ness Monster because that was the first cryptid I had ever like gotten into and like looked up. I remember when I was a kid, I used to get on my parents' computer and I used to look up like everything I could about Nessie and I found this website where it was like actual recordings of the Loch Ness monster and I it gave me chills and like lit up this like interest that I have never been able to shake. So I would say that Nessie's my favorite. But I think Mothman is right up there next to our good old plesiosaur in the Loch Ness Nessie. Um, so I decided in my design of this Mothman, I wanted him to be mostly like black and grays, but I wanted to retain some like moth characteristics in his wings, especially. Moths are like famous for like browns, like tawny brown colors mostly. I mean, there are some who that are not like tawny brown, but I mean the moths I see they're mostly like this like sandy brown color. But we all know that Mothman blends in to the night and he's pretty much pitch black with red eyes. So that's how I kept most of his design. And if you notice that I don't make sense or I keep like getting off track or like my brain seems to be going everywhere, it's probably because, not probably, it is because I have ADHD, and so my thought process is sometimes like in my head it makes sense, but to other people it don't quite make sense. So sorry about that. If that bothers you, I'm so sorry about that. I cannot help it unless I'm taking my medication, and right now it's like 10:30 at night for me. And if I take my medication, I am not going to bed after I'm done with this. So this process took me like all day to film and edit. I had to take a break in the middle of it, and you'll kind of see like the cut in footage where I did that. Um, yeah. Another thing I want to accomplish with my videos is just speaking up about mental health. Had recently found out I was diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. I spent like my childhood struggling through school, struggling with friendships, struggling with literally every aspect of my life, and I had no idea why that could be until I sought help while I was pregnant, and then I found out I had ADHD in the process. So after I had my child, and I kind of gave up breastfeeding because she didn't really take it very well, I decided to seek help with taking meds because I have tried, even though I didn't have ADHD, I've tried everything in the book that could be considered a, um, I guess, like a coping mechanism. And I kind of realized that it helps for like a little bit, but it doesn't really help long term. And then I end up spiraling back down to where I was. So medication has helped me tremendously, and I'm not afraid to say that. Like, I want people to not feel bad for taking medication. I don't want people to be told that it's wrong because it isn't. You need to do what is best for you. And that's why I kind of want to use this platform to share my art, but also to be vocal about things, mental health, and also, obviously, I want to talk about the spooky things that I hyperfixate on all the time. So, if that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of videos that you'll be expecting from me, I hope it does. So, yep. Um, I I guess I should go talk about a bit more about me. I'm pretty sure I told you my name was Sierra. I kind of forget stuff a lot, so yes, I did. Anyways, I really don't think there's anything else I could say right now, so just watch me color the rest of this Mothman doodle, and then we'll get to the next page and I'll talk about that with you. Alright, we're back. I'm gonna start on the next page. Um, this part, pretty much for the rest of it, I'm just using Crayola Supertips. I think they're pretty great markers, especially for Moleskine journals because they suck and they bleed, like the pages bleed really bad. Hopefully, my next journal I'm gonna get, I've seen, I think it's Archer and Olive. Yes, I've seen that as a very good journal with pretty thick paper, and I kind of want to do more things than just like Crayola Supertips. Like I want to use my Copics more. I want to paint in my journals, watercolors, the cool stuff, the fun stuff. I like that kind of stuff. As you can see, this spread is pretty artsy. Not all of my spreads are artsy. It just depends on like my mood at the time and like if I feel like doing something really complicated. Lately, I have been, ever since I've gotten all my medicine, I've been really motivated to do that. So, anyways, this part I kind of you can't really see what I'm doing the bottom. I'm just making like the smoky like forest trees that are layered and with the mountains in the back because that's kind of goes with the mysterious spooky theme. I'm not really being precise with it. I'm kind of being messy. I feel like anybody could do this part. Like I just kind of took like the most foresty greens I had and layered them together, making the darkest in the back and the lightest in the front. And I also like left a lot of like white space. I just kind of like scribbled a little bit. I kind of like that vibe with my bullet journals because I think it gives it a more like sketchy look, but I also think it looks good as well. As far as August goes, I suppose in my life I'm not doing too much, so I'm not really worried about having space to write things down that I need to. So you'll see throughout this video that a lot of my weekly spreads are pretty like small because I don't need a lot of space for any like to-do items, I suppose. And as you can see, I really screwed up the moon. I hate it. The best moon in this entire spread is the one on the Mothman picture. That moon is awful. We hate it, okay? We hate it. We don't agree with that moon. I would normally probably like paint or like color the whole page like a sky color and then do like sky stuff, but as oh yeah, sorry, you can see my head in that. Um I realized when I did it like 2 seconds later that my head was probably in the shot. So, yeah. Anyways, I probably would have colored it like that dark blue and then done stars, and I probably would have made the moon like the one on the other one, but I think it's kind of hard to draw a moon with Crayola Supertips. I suppose I'll have to practice. I'm really used to drawing it with my Copics. They're easier to blend, as you can see. Here I am with my head in the shot yet again. I hope you like my frizzy hair. But yes, as you can see, I kind of got. Actually, I said I had darkest in the back. I have darkest in the front and then the lightest in the back because it's supposed to fade to the horizon, I suppose. I wasn't sure how to incorporate fog over like the entire like picture, I suppose. I wouldn't know how to do that if I were using Copics, but I was using my super tips, like I said. I guess I should also practice that. I would like to eventually do a journal flip through, probably whenever I finish this bullet journal. I don't really like adhere to the same time frame as a lot of other bullet journalers do. I don't usually make a new one in the middle of the year because sometimes it's hard for me to keep a habit and keep on doing it. Lately, I've been really good about it, and I'm pretty proud of myself for it. Um, it helps me with bullet journaling, helps me with my ADHD a lot. It helps me keep on track. It helps me have like a reference point for like all the things I need to do for the month, which is important to have because I'll forget if I didn't have it. I notice that I tend to be more productive when I have my bullet journal finished and when I use it especially. So I'll always, as long as I possibly can, I'll try to continue it. By the way, that like sheet I got with my Ohuhu marker paper pad, it doesn't bleed to the other paper, and sometimes the super tips do. Well, actually, I was using the Copic over it to kind of make like a weird fog over the mountains. I couldn't really get it to show up over um, the trees, but you know, whatever. It's whatever. But that like little sheet thing helps keep from bleeding happening. So, because this paper is extra sensitive, I decided to, protect it as you do. Anyways, so here we are transitioning to the next page. Actually, no, we're not. Sorry. We're doing tape now. I used a metallic gold tape, a like grayish, blackish, smoky pattern tape. Kind of reminds me of like cigarette smoke in black and white or something. And then I used like a green leafy chain thing tape. I can't really explain it. You'll see though. With washi tape, I don't really have like a specific way I do it. I just kind of messily put it places where I think it needs a little, you know. And I don't really like to cut it clean. I like it to be messy and scrapbooky. That's another thing I like to do with my journals is I like to kind of add more scrapbooky elements to it. I'm kind of getting used to um like the different things I can do and like layering papers, which lately mine have been super art heavy, so I haven't been into the scrapbooky stuff. Which, but if we see my other spreads, my previous spreads, you'll see I kind of took up a little scrapbooking. By the way, the pen that I used for the metallic gold that I wrote August in, that's an Arteza brush marker. It came in a pack of 3. It had gold, bronze, and silver. I really like using those 3 colors. I'm obsessed with metallics. I can't help it. The white pen I'm using is a Pentel, oh gosh, Signo or something like that. I got that at my local Michaels. I think it's one of the best white pens I've ever used. The problem is sometimes it doesn't dry very fast, but gel pens are tend to be like that. So for the next page, my monthly page, I took this green cardstock that I have. I tend to buy just scrap paper in a pack, like at Walmart or this craft store, and I just take it home and hoard it. That's it. I also save like every piece of scrap paper I have because I can't help it. I think I'm gonna use it again, which I might, but eh. Anyways, so I'm gonna just glue that in, and you'll kind of see that I used a glue stick. Normally I use my I have a Elmer's glue like tape, but I ran out of it and I need to get a refill, so I didn't use it. I just use a glue stick. I prefer the tape. I feel like it adheres better, and I feel like if I need to move it, I can take it out without ripping the paper. Anyways, I'm just gonna do this filling really quick and I'll be right back. you can see, suddenly my entire monthly page is completely filled in. Well, that's because my camera stopped recording for no reason and I had no idea. So here we are. I decided to keep the forest theme for this part, but as you can see, we're like closer to the ground and close up, and I'm right now drawing in like little eyes peering out of the forest because, you know, I kind of get a cryptid, like spooky, eerie, mysterious feel for that. Like when you see eyes in the forest, kind of like Bigfoot staring at you in the forest, you know? You know how that is. Anyways, the moon is also awful in this one. For the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I use, in the notes, I used a letter stamps, which you can see up there. They're not in alphabetic order. And then I used black ink. And then I really like this kind of style where you take a black pen and you just like draw a little circle, and then you take the white pen and you draw over it. I really like the contrast. I think it looks clean. So for the most part, for all my spreads, I do that. Sometimes I use a different color for underneath, but and then maybe I might use black on top, but I really like the contrast of doing that. I think it adds a bit more like pop of color. Um, you're probably not going to see it. I added a quote in the bottom. You'll probably see it at the end. It is a, oh, who's that guy? Roald Dahl quote, and I can't remember it at the present moment, but you'll see it at the end, and I'll explain it. Anyways, we're back with the washi tape, and we're just kind of throwing that. I like to use it to pretend like it's holding the paper together, but it's not really because obviously I glued it. I'm using the same 3 washi tapes for each of my spreads. I like to use the same washi tapes just in case I need to make like another corresponding page later on. I kind of like to keep like the markers I use pretty simple. So if I'm out and about and I need the tape or a marker, I don't have to bring like all of them with me, if that makes sense. Also, let me know if you don't like the clear uh top of my table. My desk is a clear top desk, and I know it can get pretty distracting. I'm kind of thinking about getting some like things to put over my desk to kind of make this more vibier. Next time when I film next, I'm gonna try to film in the frame where the whole journal's in the frame. You know, that would be nice and helpful. Anyways, we're on to the next part. This part is basically just during my weekly. I like to keep it all to one page because it's less work for me. I also like to do them all right off the bat. I know some people don't really do that. I do the planning week by week, but I don't really draw the spread week by week. I do it all in one go because I like it when the month is put together and not spread apart. I also forgot to account for the fact that like I do use one page, so normally week 2 would be in the next page, but as you can see, my brain didn't comprehend that very well. So as you'll see that I'm gonna keep them blank. The first 2 have reasons for them, I suppose, or like things I'm gonna do with them. And then the last 2 are just blank. They might just be like other brainstorm pages, or if like the need arises sometime during the month that I need like space for the month, I'm gonna use them. It also gives me a chance to showcase my beautiful cryptids. You will see the cryptid I'm going to draw next. Haha, I finally figured out that my journal was probably not in the frame. And here I go moving it again. You know, I'll eventually get it. Practice makes perfect. I'm gonna get a lot of practice in, and you know, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect, so here we are. I'm also counting. One thing you'll notice is that I'm awful at like keeping things spaced apart correctly. As you can see, I know a lot of YouTubers when they do their monthlies, they like to like keep the boxes spaced apart evenly, and I think that looks a lot cleaner and prettier. And then some people like to do like drop shadows. I love that. I think it looks so nice, but my brain cannot like comprehend the math that needs to be done to figure out where each box goes. I have made like a grid spacing sheet, but that just still makes my brain hurt. So if you relate to that, let me know down in the comments because I hope I'm not the only one who has a hard time with spacing things. When I do it like this, it's easier for me to like base it in my head. So you will see that throughout all of my bullet journaling videos that I kind of use the same like I don't know, the same simple vibes to my weeklies. So I always forget to do this, but I like to highlight everything to add more color. And the next thing I'm gonna be doing is not doing it yet. I get like to a point where I need to decide what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, now I can see what I'm doing. I'm putting tape on yet again. The skinnier, the smoky tape doesn't like to stick very well. I can't remember where I got it. I think I got it from a dollar store, and it was pretty cute for a dollar store tape, so I got it. Also, I'm pretty weak when it comes to buying cheap art supplies that are usable, so that's what I did. The leaf tape is from a like I ordered it off Amazon. If I can figure out where I ordered it off of, I'm probably gonna link it down in the description. The metallic tape is a Scotch tape washi. Anyways, here we are. Can you guess the scripted? I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, we all know that famous picture of Nessie poking her head out of the water, which I mean they found to be a hoax. I probably said that wrong, but you know whatever. Um, it's pretty recognizable. I think it's iconic. It's like the picture that got me interested in Nessie, so I kind of tried to mimic that. But I also think Nessie is harmless, and I think she doesn't mean to cause problems. So I also think Nessie is a she, and I definitely think Nessie is a plesiosaur, which are supposed to be extinct. But you know what? There could be there could be one. It could have a long lifespan. You never know. It might be magical. You don't know that. I believe in magic, so I probably sound crazy. That's okay. If you think I'm crazy, if you're crazy, you should probably stay and like and subscribe because I'm pretty crazy. Have crazy ideas. I like to act a little crazy. My brain's a little crazy. We'd probably get along pretty well. So, don't hesitate to subscribe. Anyways, here we are, coloring Nessie. I'm coloring her a light blue color because I think Nessie is like a bluish grayish color. I think she's cute and she smiles all the time. I think she's got spots on her back because dinosaurs have spots on their backs sometimes. We don't know that, but they're depicted that way in media, especially like kids media. And I kind of wanted to make my cryptids like on the cute side, less on the scary side. Because I may like the spooky, but I also like the cute stuff too. So, yeah. I don't really have anything to say about this part. Um, the rest of it's probably gonna get pretty sped up, so I'll catch you in a little bit. Hello, my friends. I am back for the last week, I suppose, to talk about the next important cryptid. You're not really gonna see exactly who it is. This cryptid, some people do not believe this man's is a cryptid, but me and my friends, we believe. We think he is real. He is definitely real, 100%. And because they helped me get to the point to start a channel, I decided to showcase him. I hope you like him, and if you, I guess you'll get to see who it is at the very end. I'm very proud of him, you see. He is absolutely my pride and joy, and it's gonna get cut off, so you're not gonna see me finish him, anyways. But now that you see him, you probably know exactly who it is. No judging. Anyways, here is the flip through. That's the finished one. Those who don't believe in magic, will never have magic or something like that by Roald Dahl. Anyways, there's my Nessie. She's beautiful. There's my cone-headed Bigfoot. There's my cute ass Chupacabra. I love that guy. Then we've got the Santa Claus. Anyways, please like and pretty please subscribe to my channel if you liked what you saw. I plan on posting once a week for now until I get comfortable. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.